The first time Mirella Gonzalez caught the public eye, it wasn't through noise or controversy, but through presence. A single image, softly lit yet powerful, carried a quiet confidence that lingered long after scrolling past. There was something unmistakable in her gaze, calm, self-aware, and deeply intentional. That moment marked the beginning of a journey that would slowly shape Mirella Gonzalez into a recognizable name in the world of modern modeling and digital influence. Her story is not one of overnight fame, but of patience, self-discovery, and unwavering belief in personal evolution. If you love stories that celebrate confidence, growth, and the real journeys behind rising models, make sure to subscribe to Sweet Models World and become part of a community that honors authenticity and ambition. Mirella Gonzalez was not born into glamour. Her beginnings were rooted in everyday reality, shaped by family values, inner curiosity, and a strong sense of individuality. From an early age, she showed an awareness of self that went beyond her years. She observed the world closely, noticing details others often overlooked: how people express themselves, how confidence could transform a room, and how identity could be communicated without words. These early observations quietly shaped her understanding of beauty, not as something fixed, but as something deeply personal and evolving. Growing up, Mirella learned the importance of resilience. Life presented challenges that required adaptability and strength, and she met them with quiet determination. Rather than allowing obstacles to define her limits, she used them as fuel to better understand herself. This inner work became the foundation of her future presence as a model. Long before cameras or social platforms entered her life, she was already developing the confidence that would later set her apart. Fashion became an early outlet for Mirella's self-expression. Clothing was never just about trends for her. It was a language. Each outfit reflected a mood, a thought, or a phase of growth. She experimented freely, discovering how different styles could mirror different sides of her personality. This natural relationship with fashion allowed her to develop a sense of style that felt authentic rather than forced. She wasn't trying to impress. She was trying to express. When social media entered the picture, Mirella approached it with intention rather than urgency. She didn't see it as a shortcut to validation, but as a canvas. Her early posts were simple yet honest, moments captured with care, images that reflected where she was rather than where she felt pressured to be. Slowly, her content began to resonate. People didn't just see a beautiful face, they saw relatability, warmth, and a genuine human presence. As her following grew, so did her awareness of responsibility. Mirella understood that influence is not just about visibility, but impact. She remained mindful of the message her content conveyed, choosing to highlight confidence, self-respect, and growth rather than unrealistic perfection. This approach allowed her to build a loyal audience that connected with her journey on a deeper level. Mirella's rise in the modeling world was steady and organic. She didn't chase trends blindly or attempt to mimic others. Instead, she refined her own aesthetic, one that balanced elegance with approachability. Her look was versatile, able to shift between soft femininity and bold confidence with ease. This adaptability made her appealing to brands looking for authenticity rather than a one-dimensional image. Behind every polished image was discipline. Mirella treated modeling as a craft, not a coincidence. She studied angles, posture, lighting, and expression, constantly refining her ability to communicate emotion through imagery. Each shoot became an opportunity to learn, each collaboration a lesson in professionalism. This dedication transformed her from a content creator into a respected model with a clear sense of direction. What truly defines Mirella Gonzalez is her emotional intelligence. She understands that growth is not linear and that confidence is built through experience, not comparison. She has never presented herself as flawless. Instead, she allows room for evolution, openly embracing change as part of her identity. This honesty resonates strongly in a digital space often dominated by unrealistic expectations. As opportunities expanded, Mirella became more selective, aligning herself with brands and projects that reflected her values. She prioritized collaborations that celebrated individuality, empowerment, and modern femininity. This intentional decision-making strengthened her personal brand and positioned her as someone who values substance over shortcuts. Her modeling work began to reflect a cinematic quality, images that felt like moments suspended in time rather than staged poses. There was storytelling in her expressions, a quiet narrative unfolding in every frame. This ability to convey emotion without words became one of her most defining traits, setting her apart in a saturated industry. Beyond fashion, Mirella's influence extended into mindset. Without delivering speeches or motivational quotes, her journey itself became inspirational. Many followers saw their own uncertainties reflected in her early stages and found hope in her steady progress. She became proof that success does not require loudness, only consistency and belief. Mirella also navigated the challenges of public visibility with grace. She learned to balance openness with boundaries, understanding that privacy is a form of self-respect. This balance allowed her to remain grounded even as her platform expanded. Fame did not change her values, it clarified them. Her evolution as a model mirrored her evolution as a person. With each phase of growth, her confidence deepened, not from external praise, but from self-awareness. She learned when to push forward and when to pause, when to adapt and when to stand firm. This maturity became evident in both her work and her presence. In an industry that often rewards speed, Mirella chose sustainability. She understood that longevity comes from authenticity, not imitation. By staying true to her vision, she built a career that continues to evolve rather than peak prematurely. Her journey became a reminder that patience is not weakness, but strategy. Mirella Gonzalez represents a new generation of models, ones who are not defined solely by appearance, but by character, discipline, and intention. She embodies modern femininity in its truest form, confident yet compassionate, ambitious yet grounded. Her story challenges outdated narratives and offers a more inclusive definition of success. As her influence continues to grow, Mirella remains focused on progress rather than perfection. She views each opportunity as a chapter, not a destination. Whether through modeling, creative projects, or future ventures, her path is guided by purpose rather than pressure. For aspiring models and creators, Mirella's biography offers valuable lessons. You don't need to have everything figured out to begin. You need courage, consistency, and self-trust. Mirella did not wait for validation before believing in herself. She built belief through action. Her journey also highlights the power of self-alignment. By understanding who she is and what she stands for, Mirella created a brand that feels natural rather than manufactured. This alignment is what allows her to connect deeply with her audience and maintain relevance in a fast-changing digital landscape. Mirella Gonzalez is more than a model. She is a symbol of intentional growth. Her presence reminds us that beauty is amplified when paired with authenticity, and influence becomes meaningful when rooted in purpose. She continues to evolve, not chasing trends, but creating space for her own narrative. If Mirella's story has inspired you, and you want to keep discovering powerful journeys like this, remember to support Sweet Models World by subscribing and staying connected. This channel is dedicated to highlighting the real stories behind the images, the discipline, the mindset, and the quiet strength that define true success. In the end, Mirella Gonzalez's biography is not defined by numbers or fleeting attention. It is defined by evolution, self-belief, and the courage to grow in public without losing oneself. Her story is still unfolding, guided by intention and shaped by experience. And as she continues forward, one thing remains clear. Mirella Gonzalez is not just rising, she is becoming.